Hey, we're back. We're back in the back room with Soul Connection. I am AJ.
I am D.
Hey, and today you don't want to miss the topics that we have. We have a whole lot of stuff that we're going to talk about today. Hey, first thing we're going to do, we're going to, ask my co-host, how is he doing today? How's you doing, D?
Hey, I got a new lease, man. I'm great.
All right, man. That's the way to go, man. You don't want to let nothing get you down, nothing do you in, man.
I'm great.
Hey, and since you talk about men with flimsy wrists, I'm gonna jump stories here because I was gonna talk about Tiger Woods next, but we're gonna sit here and talk about the men with the flimsy wrists. You have a group of men
who will remain nameless.
You have a group of men that are suing, or they are threatening to sue the AKA sorority for discrimination. Now my question is, do you think men would want to be an AKA, but there is a group of men who are using pro-gay waves to their advantage and challenge the women's ahead? So you got men out there that want to join the AKA, and I'm reading it, so don't get me wrong and say, oh, what is he talking about? I'm reading it, and it says that it's reported that men are interested in joining AKA are threatening to sue the sorority if they are not allowed to become a member of the organization. The group alleged, claiming that they are being discriminated against based on sexual orientation. Now, it's fellas, it is called a sorority. They have fraternities for you guys. And,
well, they know they're not gonna get in a fraternity.
But I mean, if you then form your own gay sorority, fraternity, and combine it, make it a sorority.
Fraternity.
Form your own group.
Fartnizing.
I can't seem to stop farting.
Hey, that's D. That ain't AJ. So hey, don't y'all.
No, that was AJ. Hey, D. He disguising his voice. That's what I'm doing.
That wasn't me. Don't come up running up on me.
A fartrarity.
Join your own organization.
Or soy alternity. Hey, I'm just being humorous, people. That's all. Come on. Cut me some slack.
Hey, join your own. Get your own organization together, and you can let whoever you want to let in.
And you can have any colors that you want. Pink, lavender, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You can make the rules, and you can decide who's going to make in there. But now it goes into, and this reason why I picked
so whatever
this story,
their name is going to be, they can still put the AKA, right?
I mean, I'm assuming so.
Let's say the name of the fartrarity is Sissy Boys. AKA pillow biters. I'm only playing. I love everybody.
Hey.
Some people from a distance, though. Let me just get that straight.
I mean, this is the thing. And this is what my question is to USD. You have a lot of people of different sex are trying to force themselves into organization where they don't belong. But you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm finna, and then go to women. Oh, he's bashing us. He's bashing. It goes back to the thing where women started it.
I'm gonna disagree.
I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna hear you. Go ahead, and I'll tell you why I think women started it.
I disagree because for years there's been a movement by so-called powers that be to create a genderless society and a raceless society.
Well, now what organization wanted? By eliminating the race, not incorporating.
Through incorporation, you do eliminate. It would be referred to as neutrinoid. So that would be someone that you would look at and you wouldn't be readily able to classify what race they're from. That would be considered a neutrinoid. They have neutral features. If they had a Time Life magazine that was titled New Faces of America, and they had all of these people, and when you look at the cover, they had all of these different people, like columns of people's faces, and you couldn't tell who was from what race. you know, when you look at them, it's like, well, they look a little Chinese, but they're very dark. You know, that's a neutrinoid. And then as far as the genderless society, you have everything that's overlapping. You have women working side by side with men in jobs that were considered at one time to be, you know, male orientated. Men working side by side with women in jobs that were considered to be female orientated. So you have
this
male
had to be
nurses.
recently because
No, this has been over the course of years that
oh, okay, because I've been saying
shaping people's mind frame to where they feel like in the case of the homosexual guys that are wanting to be a part of a sorority, and they're saying that, you know, it's sexual orientation discrimination. They've been put in that mind frame over the course of this thing, you know, where they're trying to make this genderless society to think that there's nothing wrong with being a man being a part of a sorority, when by the very definition it's a female thing. You know, so eventually you're going to have men that are protesting lesbians because men want to be lesbians too.
Is that the group you want to be in?
I want to be a lesbian. I'm going on notice. I'm going to put together a lawsuit with any man that's willing to join me in this cause, this crusade, to sue all lesbians because you won't allow for me to be acknowledged as a lesbian.
Oh my goodness!
I ain't never hated. I ain't gonna hate on a lesbian because I can't get mad at somebody for liking what I like.
But hey, this is the thing that it bothers me, and this reason I say women started it with the equality. I think that, don't get me wrong, I think that a lot of women started it out with the right thing in mind, and then you have some people that took it beyond.
I think it's a case of trying to reinvent the wheel.
I mean, you think
our ancestors, I think that they really were far more advanced than people give credit, because a lot of the issues that we're having today, they didn't have then. And so that was less time spent on BS and more time spent on perfecting what was already established, you know, in general. And it's too much time being spent on, I want to be a part of this and I want to be a part of that. You know, do what you're good at. Do what you're good at, whatever that may be. If it's the thing that you want to be a part of, if that's what you're good at, start your own. Instead of trying to force somebody to incorporate you into their thing, you start your own.
Okay. I mean, and I agree with you on that, and this is the reason why I said women started. I think that if somebody started out with a something positive, and then you had another group that came in and piggybacked off that positive thing, and they took it to the extreme. And I think that's what started it. Now you have men want to be part of, a woman's organization. Like women force their way into men organizations.
Like which one?
I mean, you have the golf club. It was a men's only golf club. It was a private men's only golf club, and women protested, sued, marched, and everything because they wanted to be a part of that golf club. They came in, and things that was predominantly male, women came in and kicked in the door and say, I'm here. I mean, you look at football. If you look at football back in the 60s, in the 70s.
I don't see too many women that want to be professional football players.
No, I'm talking about, no, but they got semi-pro, women semi-pro football leagues now.
With women playing with men?
No, women playing with women.
The statement I'm making is I don't see too many women that want to be professional football players with the men.
They would not be able to compete.
I think that's a challenge that's being offered to women for you to start trying to join professional football teams, because it's been stated that you can't do it.
But I mean, because of the bylaws, but I guarantee it's going to be somebody that's going to challenge it.
You think they're going to be complaining if they get hit and their breasts pop out and stuff?
It's gonna
you can't air that.
It's somebody going to challenge it. I remember when Cheryl Miller, she wanted to try out to get in the NBA, and the NBA was like, no way, no.
I mean, because there's a different type of insurance that would I mean, just the way that the system is set up. The system is set up in such a way where it takes a lot to make those type of changes, where you start having females in a male league. Or why won't they let men in the women's basketball, like Joanna Man?
But it goes on and on. You remember when the reporters wanted to sue because the female reporters wanted to have admissions into the locker room? I mean, it goes on and on. I mean, we can
to
go
a man's
all day.
locker room.
Yeah, they wanted to be able to go into the men's NBA locker room. They wanted to go into the the NFL locker room and report on the story just like the male reporters were. So now they sued, and now they have the rights to go into the locker room.
Do the men have the right to go into the women's locker room?
They don't do. See, that's what I'm saying. The women can bully their way into a man's world.
You can't blame the women. You got to blame the men for being peas.
I mean, hey, they can bully their way into the male's world, but the man don't have that right.
You can't bully your way into anything that somebody doesn't allow.
I mean, but they go behind the laws. And then they start saying, well, why is this law gender specific?
Well, that's why the society that we are supposed to be a part of is falling apart, because it's too much room for what people are calling improvement, but there's too many changes that are being made, and not enough focus being given for what's already in place to make it better. Because it's not making it better having women side by side with men in combat, when the societies that they're coming from already have a distorted view of women to begin with.
So, I agree with you on that. But now this what brings, and here we go. And I brought up another example of men forcing themselves or trying to force themselves into a woman's situation. Like this guy, Gina Guy, 23-year-old woman who forced Donald Trump and his Miss Universe Canadian pageant.
Well, that's not a woman. That's a transgender.
What's the difference? He was born a man.
He's not a woman.
He was born. He's not a woman. But because the rules,
he was trying to force his way into the pageant. Oh, he did.
He did. He did.
Call me a conspiracist, but I'm thinking that all of this is by design. Just like they had the article where they were talking about a man gives birth. But he was born. She was born a woman. She's a she.
She's a she.
But they kept advertising it as if it was a man that gave birth. So all of this is designed to cause sensationalism and all of these other isms and stuff. And it's been the plan for the longest.
All the other isms.
All the other isms. It's been the plan for the longest to create a genderless society. And that goes into a lot of spiritual tenets, where by having a genderless society, it's just they're trying to buy time. That's all they're doing, is trying to buy time and perfect their thing that's crumbling. That's all.
Hey, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about my man Tiger Woods, and we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL and
Carbolation. See, I admire Tiger. He made his own race.
Hey.
A Carbolation.
Hey, then you got the NFL, the bounty scandals going on with the Saints. And so, hey, when we get back...
I give you $5,000, you break his legs. Consider it done.
Hey, we'll be right back. Just tuned into TriStar Radio.